So hopefully you are having the permission to record now. Just check it out. Are you able to get the recording permission?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. So we were discussing some of the different modules which is available into the Python, right? And we have seen a couple of the modules also, like sys
Yeah.
module and other modules, right? So similar kind of the Python modules, we are having some Python functions which is going to help us the inbuilt functions and which is the major function. Okay. So one of the functions is known as Python GIF function, and let me show you what actually this GIF function is. So if you talk on this, uh, most of the application, yeah. So example I have already kept over here, ready over here. So if you look, what we are going to discuss. So first of all, we are going to discuss about the Python GIF function, okay, and
Yeah.
how it is going to work. So GIF function will also get imported from some of the module, right? So first of
Yeah.
all, we need to import it, and then based on that object, we need to call these GIF functions. So this GIF function, what it will do, it will normally what we are doing in the GIF function. If some GIF file is already there, we can extract it, right?
Yeah.
This is the function. Oh, spelling
Yeah.
mistake. Sorry.
Yeah.
Then what else we can do? If you have the couple of the files, right? You can make it zip, right?
Yeah.
If you have some more functions, like you need to check whether this function is a zip file or not. Is it the suitable kind of the zip option you are getting or not? That we can be able to check it out, right?
Yeah.
So this will mainly help you when you are dealing with the report generation and other kind of the thing. So how it is going to work and what are the syntax where you need to look over there, right? So means if you have a bunch of the files, how you can zip it without making, because in sometimes in the office or computers you will not have the permission to download extra softwares, and maybe it is not present by any means, right? So that
Yeah.
time how you can, if you are working and you need to zip it, so how you can zip it and how you can unzip it, like that, you need to write using the code. Okay.
Yeah.
So more important about that, here, if we expand this code, what it is telling, we have one module that is known as zip file. Okay. Based on that zip file, it is a Python inbuilt, and based on this, we are going to make use of the functionality which is available for the extracting, making the zip and other things. Okay. So how we
Mhm.
are going to do it, and what are the things we need to take care of this one? So first of all, forget about the remaining. Just see over here, line number 3. What we are doing, we are importing the OS module, right? We are importing the OS because OS is nothing but my computer OS, right?
Mhm.
Where the Python is running. So they are like manually how we are changing the directory and other things into the command prompt, right?
Yeah.
So that is done by the os.chdr. Chdr is one of the functions which is available in OS module for changing the directory. Like mkdir for making directory, renaming the directory, and then changing directory. Right, these are the different operations, and for that we have the some inbuilt functions. So this, if you see this CHDIR, it will tell you that it is present into the OS module. Okay, so if you want, you can see just remove these two now, save it, and you will come to know what are the things it is going to work. So first of all, it is saying that OS is not present. Okay, what is this? So you don't know anything. So what you have to do? You have to import OS. So automatically it will import that OS modules, because it knows that we have the Python is having the OS module. So surely you are importing that one only. and it is followed by the CSDIR, means it is 100% confirmed that this is the OS module which is having the CSDIR, and you need to import that one. So what basically we are doing over here in this line, why we are making use of changing the directory and other things, right? Because the code, whatever I have written over here, right? There, that workspace may be created in any directory like CD and other things, right? And from there we are going to write the program, and we are going to execute. So there may be a chances that the files which you are going to extract, the file which you are going to zip, that is not present into your current directory, right? There may be chances that it can be present at any location.
Yeah.
So first of all, by changing this means we are reaching out to that directory. Got it? So I have kept all folders into this input output, right? Input output only I have all the data and other things. So I reached to this R VegDevOps, and you can see over here VegDevOps and input output. So means here up to this directory we have reached. Suppose in this directory input output also you have one particular folder, right? That you want to zip it, right? So that you need to again specify the folder location. If you are not providing any folder location after this, it means that whatever the content present inside this input output directory, n number of the things is present, it will make use of n number of the things. Okay.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's clear now. Now what we are going to do, so if we reach at that location, there will be some file. If there is no file or there is file, that is your choice, right? There may be a case that there is no file, and there may be a case that it has multiple number of the files. So if you are zipping that one, so normally if we are doing it manually, so how it is doing, we are zipping by using either the 7-zip or the WinZip, something like that. So the same folder name, whatever it is there, same folder name with dot 7z or zip is going to be created, right?
Yeah.
So you need to specify, because it is a program, it doesn't know what could be the name, right? Input output, it has reached the location, and you want to specify a particular name of your zipped folder, right? So that you can specify over here, and if you look over here, it is not doing any special work. It is similar like the file reading operation. Hope if you remember, right? How it is opening the file into the read mode, and then it is working. So same thing, but in the case of zip module, it is little bit modified. So what it is saying, with zip file, and now this is the inbuilt function, inbuilt method into Python. So now it is not able to recognize, so it is saying that import it. Okay, and see here. So always you need to click on the first. Okay. Oh. So you are having the zip function now. So this basically what it is going to tell, that whatever the file you will specify over here, the same name will be taken care as the zip. If you see the description over here now, file name, that should be the string file name, it should be, and now it is got the value data.zip. So whatever the name you will give, that will be treated as the zip file name. Okay. So this is basically doing that you need to open this file in the read mode. And hope you remember when we were making use of the read write operation, right? File read write. So we were having the with option also and normal f open also, right? So with open will specify that whatever the file you are opening, that you need not to close it, right? Because it will be automatically closed by this function. Remember?
Yeah.
Once you are having this file name and it is the zipped, right? Now what you have to do, right? What could be the syntax? Because if it is zipped or not, if it is extracted or not, how you will come to know? There may be some work after that. So like if you see over here, the printing all the content of the zip file. So what this example is doing, basically it will read one zip file, and that zip file is the data.zip. Okay, I have created inside this one. If it is not there, you need to create it. You can put any file. There is no issue. And this example is for extracting the zip file. Okay. So if you see over here, it is saying before extracting, because it has got the zip object now, right? In this object, whatever the zip folder we have specified, the content is loaded over here, right? In the zip. So now you want to see whether some content, whatever the content is present in the zip file that you want to first see, okay, and then you are going to extract. There is a possibility also that you don't want to extract, you want to only see the content, right? Most of the times we are doing like that, right? If we are searching any file in the zip format, first we will open it without extracting and we'll see whether it is file is present. If it is present, then we will extract it, otherwise we will forget. So now zip.print dir, this is one of the inbuilt method which is going to extract all the content of that zip folder. So in our case, we have the data.zip. So whatever the content is there, that it is going to print. Okay. Now suppose after printing, you want to extract it. So what could be the method? So method name is the extract all. Okay. Extract all is the method which is inbuilt present into the zip file itself.
Yeah.
For reading and extracting, these are the two steps, and this printf statement is only to see if some issue is coming, and you will not come to know that whether the program has executed successfully or not. Right? That time these logs will help you. Print statement will help you. Okay, if your program is printing, extracting all the files, it means that it has successfully read line number 12, then only it has read to line number 15, right?
Yeah.
And if it is printing line number 17, print done, it means that it has extracted, then only it has reached to this line, right? So we will run this one, this code. Make sure that you need to give the exact file name, what you are going to zip, means extract, with the location. In this location, this file should be present. Now you can see the benefit of these files. What are the different benefits? If you see over here, it will print the file details that we have seen the print dir, right? So based on that, it has printed the file name, when it was last modified, right? And what is the size, what is the content of this file. So this data is nothing but it is a one blank directory, right? Inside that, these two files are car and fruits are present. So it will show you the number of the bytes also, what is the special available size of that files, and once it is done, it will give you the extracting all and done. It means that it has successfully extracted it, right? So what we can do, we can cross verify over here, but it is already present. So what we can do, we will delete it and then we will see. Okay, now we will run this one. See, now data.zip is present, but the extracted is not present. Okay, so it is getting created with this name, and you can see these are the two different files present, and the same information it has given over here also. This is how we can extract any zip file. Okay, what you can do in your case, the zip files, whatever you have created over here, not put only the txt, you can put pdf, csv, excel, or any kind of the files, right? And just check whether it is able to extract all the contents or not, because it will always extract, right? There is no issue that what is the content inside that one, whether it is having the exe file or whether it is having the word document like that, because its purpose is to extract, right? There may be a chances that when it is the purpose of the zipping, right? Zipping, in that case, there may be certain restriction will be that you cannot zip the means from the office laptop, something you are zipping and sending to the mail, right? Like that. So that kind of another scenario. But for extracting, there is no case. Whatever you are having the downloaded one, you can directly extract it. Okay. If you look further, the more examples. So this example is the same example, but in the modified form now. How it is modified and what are the extra benefits it is presented over here, that we will see over here. If you look over here, what this example is going to do. Comments and everything is available over here for your understanding. So see here, this is one of the method, right? Get all file path directory. Will minimize this. We'll see, talk on that later. Okay. So we know that any program for any language, that is going to be run from the main method, right?
Yeah.
In Python, if we are not writing any, creating any class, and without creating the class, we are simply writing the code, any function we are writing, how we are going to call it from the main method. See here, we don't have any class, right?
Yeah.
But we have written some of the functions only, the methods only, and how we are going to call that now. Okay. So for that purpose, Python is like the constructor. You have seen the hyphen hyphen init method, right?
Yeah.
Similar kind, the method is, this is the syntax for the main method. Okay. It will search if any method name, okay, and hyphen hyphen means it will be the predefined one. Got it? We have
Yeah.
seen that private. So if it is equal to main kind of the method, like if it is the main method, so execution will always start for this program from this line number 41. Okay, because in this we don't have any class and we don't have any object to call. By making use of that object, we can call it, right?
Yeah.
So it will come over here, and inside this, if it is saying searching that it has one method that is known as main method, right? So now it will search, is there any main method available into my local file or not? Okay, so it will search. It may be present after that. It may be present before that, before the main method, anywhere, but it should present it. So it will search over here and it will come to know that it has one method that is defined with the name main. Okay, you can give any name, but it is simply to understand that it is going to be called from the main method. That main method will be defined like this one. Okay, so again, inside this method, what is the work we have did? Nothing is to explain if you read once. First of all, we have created one object that is known as the directory simply, and in that we are specifying the location, right? So that we need to go to the reach to the particular or the correct zip folder, right? Second line, what it is doing, we are get all file directory, because what if you see over here, this is another one method, right? Okay. Why? Because the same work, whatever we can do it by get all the file path method, the highlighted method, the same thing we can write the whole code over here only, inside the single method only, right? But it will be the lengthy, and for reading, it will be a confusing kind, right? Because if it is having the more than 50 lines of the code, you will skip it to read it, right? Because of that only, we can divide the work into the number of the functions. It is like our real world, right?
Yeah.
I hope there is no means confusion in this one, right? Why we are making use of the functions.
Yeah. Yeah. It does.
So now coming to this line number 25, it will see that there is another method called get all files path, and which is having some directory, and that directory is nothing but it is the location from the previous line, right? So it will not go and execute the remaining lines before going to the next lines. What it will do, it will again search whether there is any functions which is available into my program or not, right? So it will come and it will see that here we have one function, right? This is the one function. Got it? Get all files path, and it should have the directory, and we are passing it, right? What this function is doing now, that is the main concept over here. Okay. So if you look over here, what we have did, we have not done anything. We have simply taken one variable that is known as the file path, and it that is of type list. Okay, why list? Because what the path we are going to read, there may be chances that n number of the files will be present, right? So all
Yeah.
together will be the consider as the element of the file. So for that, it is a blank list. Initially, it is a blank. It is not having any content inside that one. Once it will have that list, what it will do, it is going to scroll down into that files. Inside one folder, there may be another folder like that one, right? If it is
Yeah.
a single file, so it can directly without loop, we can do it. But if in directory, we have the subdirectory, inside that also we have the directory, right? So for
Yeah.
that purpose, what we can do, whatever the number of the subdirectory available, and that many number of the loops we have to use, right?
Mm-hmm.
For the outer one for loop. If it is having one subdirectory, for that we will have another for loop. If again inside that one another is there, then we need to, because we need to go into the depth of that directory, right?
Yeah.
So this is the two loops, means it is going directory inside that subdirectory. This part is clear. We'll talk on that line number 11. This part is clear or not?
Yeah, that is good.
For file name, any file name in the particular files. What is this files? This files is nothing but it is an object over here, and it is talking that it is one for loop. Okay, and it is saying inside root there may be directories, right? Inside that directory there may be multiple files. That is
Yeah.
what it is talking, and it will search these three options. Where it is going to search? It will search into this location. So how your program is going to change its own directory, how it will reach to a particular directory. So in the previous example only, we have seen that by making use of the OS module of the Python, it can be able to reach to that particular directory. Got it?
Yeah.
So OS is having another method like walk, means slowly it will walk one by one inside that. Okay, and it will, where it will go? It will go to the directory. Directory is nothing but it is the locations which we are passing from here. Okay,
Okay. Got it.
got it? What you can do? See, because here OS dot walk we can directly use in a single variable, right?
Yeah.
But if we are writing over like os.cstir and inside that location and other things we are passing, that will be the not exact syntax to work over here, right? Because
Yeah.
that is for the simply the changing of the locations like over here.
Yeah.
Now what it is doing, it is having one variable file path, okay, that will store what it is going to store, os dot path dot join in, and what it will join in the OS module, there is some path is there, and based on that we have the join functions available. Okay, join is not but simply adding the files. Okay, and where it is adding, in the root directory only, there will be some root directory. Inside that we have to add it. We can see over here, this is the root directory where the in the root directories will be added, in the directories files will be added. Got it?
Yeah.
So how it is adding it, and the file, this file path. Now if it is having this file name added over here, in that it will add the file path, append the file. Okay, appending means what it will do, it will simply go and adding all the different files, whatever the 2 files, 3 files, 4 files it is present, it will add all the things. Okay, append means first times whatever the file path it is present, in the same thing it will add the next, it will add the next till the number of the times this for loop is going to execute, that times the files is going to be added into the one variable. Okay, and where it is getting added, this is the final variable.
Yeah.
Okay, it is like x plus something, again x plus something. We have seen example x plus equal to I, it means x equal to x plus I, right? How it is?
Yeah.
the same manner it is working. X equal to x plus 1,
Yeah.
and it is same like x plus equal to 1, right? It is a compressed form. So what it is doing, again and n number of times this will execute inside a particular loop, that all the value one by one is going to be added into this x only. Okay, same kind of the things it is appending, because it is not the means integer, so we cannot directly put the plus operator, right? So
Yeah.
it is having the feature of appending the files, and we have seen that append example also earlier, right? Once all the files will be added, it means that for loop is closed. Okay, this for loop will be closed once all the files is going to be appended one by one to this particular root directory, right? Once it is appended, after that finally it will return you that value where all the value is present. And what is this? It is nothing but it is the list only that we have created over here, right?
Yeah.
So this is your list. In that list, initially if there is something is present or not, it will not consider, but it will keep on adding that, appending that files one by one after the elements whatever it is present. So initially if you see line number 8, there is nothing is present. So first time whatever the file it will come, it will add to the zero location, zero index, right?
Yeah. Vikram, 1 second.
Yeah.
It's already 11.
Yeah, we'll close after this example.
Oh.
Okay. So what it is doing? Finally, the list will be returned from this method. Okay. List is going to return to this method. Once it is returned, where it will come? The value of executing this function will come to this one now, right?
Yeah.
Now, what we are doing? We are simply printing the concept. See here, in the for loop, we are making use of the print statement, nothing else. And this is quite easy to understand that in the, if there is a number of the files inside that file path, that is the list, that all are going to be printed first, right? Once it is printed, now it will again come to this one. Because in this example, what we are doing? We are not extracting, we are writing the files inside the zip file, right?
Yeah.
So this is the basic example, like this is the previous thing only you have seen, and here instead of taking one separate variables, we have given the link over here only, and that is now open into the write mode, if you see over here. And till there is any file present into that list file path, that is going to be written into this zip object. Okay, and finally this will be your zip content. Okay,
Yeah.
so initially this will be your final output. If you run this one, first we will run it and we'll explain. What it did. See, following files will be zipped. Okay.
Yeah.
So how it is coming to know that what files is going to be zipped? So we have given the location only to this input output directory. Means inside that if txt, PDF, zip and any kind of the files is present, all together is going to be zipped into one file, right? Once it is zipped and it is saying all files zipped successfully. Why it is showing my python.file? Because it is present. If you delete it, it will not show you. Delete. And you have seen that like whenever we have the concept of writing the content to a file, if that file name is not present, it will create that, right?
Yeah.
But while reading, we have to give the file name. So you see here, there is no file, zip file. Now if you run this one, all these data, car, fruits, and other read write, all will be zipped together into one file, and that will be known as mypython files.zip. Okay. Hopefully it's clear now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We'll see the content, whether it has zipped or not. These are the only file, right?
Yeah.
Will not unzip, we'll see only. See, inside that whole directory itself, where we are currently working, we are working inside this Venst work. Inside that, input output is there, and inside that, these were the all are the content. Even there was one zip file was present, that is also zipped into the original format while executing this example. Okay, just have a look on this one. We'll close it because it is not having anything. Okay, it is the same function, but if you have any file, it will print all the information of that file. Okay, if you see the line number 17, what it is doing, it is printing the information. And for what it is printing the information, it is having the print info method. Okay, and so this need to be defined, and it has defined over here in the line number 4. Okay.
Yeah.
And we need to pass one zip file to this one. So in that zip file, whatever the file it is present, for that the related information, you can see the comments, when in the file was last modified, what were the systems we are using for that one, what is the zip version, what is the compressed version, like that all the information is it is going to be printed. Okay, so let me run this one and we'll show you. See, in that one we have the lot many files, right? Car file, comment is nothing, but it is some file. It is last modified, when it was last modified, on what system it was executed, zip version, compressed version, uncompressed version, what will be the size of that files. So for each and every files, all the information it has printed. Okay, and that is the work of this function. So this is all about our zip module.